America, where everyone has a voice, but too many fail to speak. Too many don't know the foundation of our nation, have never read the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, or the Articles of Confederation, and fail to end up in a voting booth. It's time for change. Welcome to the Voice of Young America with Justin Austin, a platform for young America to voice their ideals and have meaningful dialogue on politics, economics, and social issues. Connect at thevoyatampabay.weebly.com. Now, the host of the Voice of Young America, Justin Austin.
Welcome to the Voice of Young America. I'm your star host, Justin Austin. Thank you all for listening in. Let's get started with today's topic, which is what's going on in Washington. First, we're going to start with the State of the Union, which was last week. Mr. Trump gave a great speech. I have to say that I was quite impressed when he highlighted some of the things that he's been accomplishing, his administration has been accomplishing, Congress has been accomplishing. When you look at what he highlighted, I want to start off with the first thing when he said the state of our union is strong. He highlighted the fact that the tragedies that we went through in this past year since the election have been great. There's been shootings, there's been hurricanes, there's been major disasters. And when these things do happen, Americans come together. We no longer see color. We no longer see gender. We no longer see religion. We always see as Americans. And he's right. The State of the Union is strong. It's getting stronger every day. And that should only be strengthened by tragedy, but it's great that we can come together and support each other. The other things he highlighted were many, but let's take a few. 2.4 million new jobs since the election. You look at 200,000 of them were in manufacturing. Biggest tax cuts in American history. The thing I want to highlight is the corporate tax rate. From 35% to 21%. A lot of people say, well, wow, all he did was help out the rich. Who gives you your jobs? The poor? Do poor people hire you? No. Who hires you? The rich. And how do they hire you? By expanding. They need to grow their business to give you opportunity. And that's the whole point. If you cut down the tax rate, they have more money to reinvest in business. And once they reinvest, they want to grow. The greed of the rich allows those under them to profit as well. Now, let me say this. I'm not talking about corruption. I'm talking about the want for more. And we're all greedy. Poverty in America means that you have AC, cable, you have a telephone, you have the internet. That's poverty in America. Poverty in the world, no running water. You have to go out and get your food. You're not eating McDonald's. There's no Starbucks on the corner. So let's keep this realistic. We all are greedy. We just don't want to be able to exist in this world. We want to thrive, and not only thrive, we want to consume while we're thriving. So let's stop pointing fingers at the rich and say they're greedy, because the average American, the average person in poverty in America is still doing better than the average person in poverty in the world. So by the rich wanting more and by the average American wanting more, that's how we have growth. Let's always be conscious of that. And the fact that the corporate tax rate was cut by 14%, that's billions, if not trillions of dollars coming back into our economy. What was the first thing that happened once these tax cuts were announced? Amazon, $350 billion. Car companies moving back from Mexico to America. How many people right now, I believe it was, I don't know if it was Chipotle, it might have been Target. It was another company now is giving $1,000 bonus to each one of their employees. Oh, but what does Nancy Pelosi say? That's crumbs. $1,000 bonus is crumbs. Not to me, folks. If I got $1,000, I'd be quite pleased with that. But let's go on to some more highlights. Funding the military is huge for Donald Trump. That wasn't huge for Barack Obama. And not to knock Mr. Obama, he was our president, and I respect that with all my heart. But President Obama did not see where the impact was happening with the funding in the military. We need a strong military. This world is getting evil and more evil every day. And if we think cutting back the ranks of our military is a safe decision, no, it's not. That's not a good thing. And the fact that he had Nikki Haley call out the UN, oh, I love that. Cut back the funding. Let's get realistic. We have to support our allies, but not the world. There is a big difference. One of the big things that he did also was cut back regulation. One of the problems from any small business, any big business, is too much regulation. Regulation is necessary. Government is necessary. It's supposed to keep us honest. It's supposed to provide the opportunities for everyone to thrive. But too much government, too much regulation, it slows growth. What we have had in Washington is career politicians. What do career politicians know? They know how to talk. They know how to get you riled up. What do businessmen know how to do? They know how to achieve. We have to start putting more business-minded men, not businessmen only, but business-minded men with a politician's ethos into Washington. Because businessmen are structured. Their work ethic is structured to achieve, to accomplish, to grow. Please tell me, and I'm going to take a moment to listen. Who in Washington right now, besides Donald Trump, is business-minded in the sense of achieving new things? This man came in, and I don't care if you like him, you dislike him. It's facts. Don't be moved by emotion. It's facts. You can't take away from that. How much money has poured into our economy in the $8 billion? Well, I'm sorry. Let me take that back. I think it was about $3 trillion in new equity in the stock market. I don't know if some of you guys realize how important that is, but that's very important. Since this man has gotten in, the psychology of America, just take the business side. I'm not talking about the social piece, the business side. Business has grown based on the psychology of Donald Trump. What do businesses know? Donald Trump is a deal maker. That means that he's going to make deals to make sure that business thrives in America. Barack Obama never owned a business. The United States of America is the biggest business in the world. Why are we having people with no business acumen running a country? Tell me how that makes sense. It doesn't. This man came in and he started taking action day one. You have more money in your paycheck because the psychology of Donald Trump. You have more opportunity now in America. I don't care if you're white, black, Hispanic, Asian, because of Donald Trump. These are facts. And then another fact I want to throw out there, right? Per capita, which means within a group, Asian Americans are the richest in America. When you think about that per capita within their group, it's opportunity for everybody. It's no laws that's set up to make Asians the richest per capita. Nothing set up besides opportunity. But you know what separates the Asian Americans from the rest of us? Culture. I heard Ben Shapiro say that when they were asking about, I think, race relations in America. And he said, it's not a race problem. It's a culture problem. I'm an African American from the south side of St. Petersburg, Florida. And I'm going to tell you, it's a culture problem. We don't have a race problem in America. We have a culture problem. And with Donald Trump, his culture, I'm not talking about the social piece, the economic piece, his culture is action. And what has he been doing since he stepped into the White House day one? He's been taking action. I don't care, regardless if you like him or not. Facts are facts. This guy has been taking action to make America better, whether it's business, immigration, foreign policy. He has been taking action. Please get out of your feelings. Facts don't care about your feelings. I heard Ben Shapiro say that. That was one of the best things I've ever heard. Facts don't care about your opinion. Facts don't care about your emotions. Facts are facts regardless if you like them or not. But let's go to the Democratic response. I felt that was interesting. What did Mr. Kennedy do? He highlighted 0 plans. I read his whole speech verbatim. I pulled the transcript. This guy did not introduce one plan from the Democratic Party. But what did he do? He pulled at your heartstrings. Oh, America this. America that. Donald Trump is bad. Republicans are bad. They're going to take money out your pocket. No, fact. Republicans just put more money in your pocket. That's a fact. Oh, Republicans don't like black people. Well, there are black Republicans. So are you trying to say black Republicans don't like black people too? Or what they say don't make sense. And not all Democrats, but just look at the Democratic response. Donald Trump laid out about 24 things of actions that have been taking place. Not just what he wants to do, but what he has done. The Democrats get an opportunity to respond, and they tell you Republicans are bad people. That's their whole response. Instead of saying this is our plan for the dreamers. This is our plan for taxes. This is our plan for growth. This is our plan for the military. This was an opportunity to battle ideals. But they didn't battle ideas. Donald Trump gave you just tangible facts that you can actually grasp, you can hold on to, you can research, and you can verify. Democrats, they gave you things that aren't tangible. You can't hold on to them, but you can feel them. Yeah, you can feel hate. You can feel pain. You can feel division. That is not hard to do. Anybody can do that. My 6-year-old stepdaughter can do that. If people are selling you dreams, not the American dream, but dreams of division. Actually, let me stop saying that. They're selling you nightmares about America. They're not even selling you dreams. They're selling you nightmares. They're telling you how bad this country is. They're telling you how much hate's in this country. But at the same time, it's so much love. Like, I can't follow. If a leader gets up on a podium and has an opportunity to speak, and he doesn't tell you how he's going to lead, how can he be a leader? Representative Kennedy had an opportunity to shine, because I've never seen him before, to be honest. I know of his family lineage, don't know anything about him. He had an opportunity to shine. He had an opportunity to say, this is what leaders do. Leaders put forth plans, and once they've put forth their plan, they put forth action. If you are electing people who don't have plans, can you really be upset that your life isn't better? You keep electing people who's going to tell you, oh, like Nancy Pelosi, I think she stood in the House yesterday for about, on Wednesday. She stood in the House yesterday for 8 hours. And that's what they call a filibuster. You do that to get attention and to stop things from moving forward. That's what that's about. Didn't offer any plan. 8 hours she talked to the American people. She talked to the House. No plans. Just telling you how important it is to pass legislation for DACA. Not how important it is to make schools better, families better, the country better. She wanted to tell you how important it was to save illegal immigrants. No, let me put this in context. The minority leader of the House of Representatives of the United States of America spent 8 hours not laying forth plans to make America great. She took the time to push away Americans and to take hold of illegal immigrants. That's not a leader. That's a demagogue. That's someone who's going to pull at your heartstrings and give you nothing. We have to wake up, America. If you reelect Nancy Pelosi, you get what you deserve. I have no sympathy for you. If you reelect Mr. Schumer, who's a flip-flopper, I have nothing for you. And it's not a Democrat-Republican thing. It's a values thing. We have to get back to American values. We don't have to get to Democrat values. We don't need Republican values. We need American values. Check out our website, thevoyatampabay.willbe.com. Young America values, right there. Check them out. And that's what we need to be pushing. If your representative is not representing American values, they're selling you short. And if you vote for them, you're selling yourself short. You're selling your kids short. You're selling the future of America short. It's time to step up. Not only our leaders, but American citizens. This is the Voice of Young America with Justin Austin. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the Voice of Young America with Justin Austin. Watch what happens on the Voice of Young America YouTube channel. The Voice of Young America on AM 860. The Answer.
I'm Justin Austin, host of The Voice of Young America. When it comes to complete auto repair and fast service, check out the pros at Auto Lens Center, 1308 East Bush Boulevard in Tampa, providing professional quality work on all American-made and foreign car models. Great pricing on complete auto repair services, oil changes, and brakes. Auto Lens Center at 1308 East Bush Boulevard, where experience and good service go a long way. Call 813-764-7891. That's 813-764-7891. Auto Land Center.
The Voice of Young America relies on committed Americans like you to stand with us. If you're frustrated with the lack of real information being delivered to the next generation, then support Justin's efforts. Connect on social media, thevoyatampabay.weebly.com. Email thevoyatampabay@gmail.com. The Voice of Young America, to inform with truth and broadcast collectively and respectively the diverse ideals of young America.
Finding skilled and unskilled tradesmen can be a problem, whether it's temporary or long-term. Rose Employment Solutions handles all of your workers' comp needs while responsibly solving your staffing problems. You make the call, they do it all. 813-644-5037. And for the quality tradesmen in search of career growth, full-time hours, and multiple pay options, call Rose Employment Solutions, 813-644-5037. Learn more at rose-emp.com or just stop by their office, 1020 West Bush Boulevard in Tampa.
Welcome back to the Voice of Young America with Justin Austin. Connect with Justin by email, thevoyatampabay@gmail.com.
Welcome back to the Voice of Young America. I'm your star host, Justin Austin. We want to take a second to show some love to our sponsor, Rose Employment Solutions, 1020 West Bush Boulevard, Tampa, Florida, 33612. You make the call, they do it all. Now let's get into our next section. On Monday and Tuesday, there was this huge drop in the Dow, the S&P, the equities market. People wanted to know what was going on. I wanted to know what was going on. And I heard something crazy. Someone said something about VIX. And I tell you folks, I'm no investment advisor. I'm not. I respect the market. I try to play the market a little bit, but do your own research. And when I did my own research, I'm trying to say, what's VIX? It's volatility. The CBOE, the Chicago-based, guys, forgive me, CBOE, you got to look that up. Look up the acronym. CBOE, they created this thing called, it's the volatility. What they do is they take the futures market and they take options and puts and calls. And what they do is take this complex algorithm being, this huge equation, this complex algorithm. And what this algorithm does, it gives it puts out a number, just 23, 17, 38. This particular number will indicate the level of volatility in the market. Now, this is not a product. This is just like something like a tracking system, tracking the volatility in the market. But what they also have done, they've made products based off this volatility indicator. And these products, they're very complex. One of the things we need to understand, when the stock market was created, it was very simple. You're just, purchasing a percentage of equity into the market. That's what you were doing. But as the market grew, the hearts of men wanted more. There became more financial instruments, and today we have this thing that indicates the volatility. And let me clear this up. CBOE is the Chicago Board Options Exchange. Just to clarify what that is. But so volatility indicator, and they have all these products and these financial instruments that you can use to make money. You can basically guess on the market based on the volatility that it would be more volatile or to be less volatile and things of that nature. So it's about, there was roughly $3.2 trillion in these instruments, these 25 products or more. It's about $3.2 trillion. After Tuesday, They were worth $535 million. I don't know if you guys can grasp that, but that's really huge. That was a huge loss. So if you want to understand what was the fluctuation in the market was because people wanted more options to play in the market. So they created more options for them, and which is this volatility market. And what happened was America's been growing so fast. There's been, I don't want to call it a bubble, but there's been such a high uptrend, cryptocurrency, equities, and all these other things that people were, also access to money. Access to money is when the interest rates are low, the access to money is greater. When interest rates are higher, the access to money is less. So the access to money has been quite great because of the central bank has been allowing the interest rate to stay low. So that's why there's more access to money. And as long as they keep the interest rate low, then there'll be more access to money. But due to this, there's been more people playing in the market, getting in, making greater bets, and taking more risk. And with this said, when you take more risk, there's a lot of money in the market, but we always know the market swings up, the market swings down. And the market swung down heavily. Now, if anyone was smart, they capitalized on this. And people say, where did, let's see, 3.2 minus 535 million. We're going to say about 2.7. That's about right. $2.7 trillion didn't just evaporate. They didn't go into thin air. It was moved somewhere. And it was moved to the pockets of those who were smart enough to forecast this downtrend. And just look at the downtrend in cryptocurrency. There's been a lot of talk with regulation, and this is one of the things I hit up on my first show, and we will continue to hit up on cryptocurrency because it's the wave of the future. Cryptocurrency, the basis of cryptocurrency is a decentralized way to conduct transactions. If you want to know what cryptocurrency is, that's the basic understanding. A decentralized means no government, no banks. Decentralized mode to do transactions. Okay, so you need to look into what a blockchain is. Look into what the underlying factors of cryptocurrency. And then if you understand the basics, then when you make a decision about what coin or what currency to get into, you'll have more knowledge. You'll understand the system. But let's look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin dropped from 20 grand all the way down. Right now, I think it's floating. It went between 7,500 last night at midnight, then went back up to 8,500. If you look at Bitcoin, it's going through this whole rigmarole. It lost 50% of its over 50% of its value. Make no mistake, I'm no financial advisor, but it will go back up. It's just trying to find its way in the market. That's one of the things that the market does. The market allows you to work things out. When you come out with a new product, just say, Snapchat, when Snapchat went public. Snapchat went public, but they didn't have a set system to monetize their ads in a very efficient way. And because they didn't have that, their stock value went down. But the market showed them where they needed to correct themselves. Now Snapchat is up, I think, 15% over the last week or so. Please check it out. Don't quote me. But what's going on in this market where things are trying to figure itself out, Bitcoin is doing that. People still don't understand the possibilities of Bitcoin. And one of the things knocking Bitcoin, you got guys like Jack Ma. I don't know if you guys know who Jack Ma is. Jack Ma is a big investor into Alibaba. And what he said is that it's going to be used for the dark transactions people want to do for the black market. It definitely is an opportunity for illegal things to happen. No lie. But that's not the purpose of cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is the future because people trust the government less and less. You know why? Because Uncle Sam, just like in every other country, is getting more into your business. And not only that, look at it from an economic standpoint. We print our own money. At any time, the federal government can print as much money as they want to. There's no constitutional limit for how much money they can print. Once again, there's about $60 trillion in circulation. Only $3 trillion is actually tangible money. So the rest of it is just numbers in a computer. When the government wants to put more money into the economy, they purchase bonds. When they purchase bonds, it's from money that they just printed up on a computer, and now it's in the market. When the government wants to take money out of the market, they sell their bonds. If the government wants to regulate the prices in the sense of money, in a sense of the value, I want to say, I just want to make sure I get this correct. They hike the interest rate, which means that it's tougher to get money, or they lower the interest rate. The government has such an effect on the market that it's no longer a free market. People have to, that's why you have a lot of people say just go away with the central bank, because the central bank takes away from the whole purpose of a free market. But if you look back in 1908 with the crash, that's when the central bank was created, because of the fact that the hearts of men is evil and men did some crooked stuff. That's why the market crashed. So they created the central bank to make sure that we are able to balance those crashes. But are they really doing that? That's for you to decide. One thing I want to highlight about this growing market with the fluctuations in equities, with cryptocurrency going up and down. And one thing you guys need to be conscious of, cryptocurrency is backed by mining. Mining is done mostly in Asia. China has the most miners. And this is so complex, I can't even explain it to you right now. We'll need a whole show to go through that. But if you look in China right now, they're doing a lot of crackdown, and most of the miners are in China. So with all that being said, people don't understand what China's going to do. But China is a very smart country. Their leaders are brilliant. Don't let anybody make you believe that China is not at the forefront of the future. They are. You sleep on China, and you'll wake up with empty pockets. I tell you no lie. If you want to know what's going on in the world, make sure you always pay attention to China. All right. By the 5th grade, they know 2 to 3 languages. By the 5th grade. In America, by the 5th grade, most of our kids barely can read. Don't worry. I'll wait. You probably didn't know that. But it is. In America, they test you at 4th grade and 8th grade. Most kids, they test poorly, especially in low socioeconomic areas. 4th grade, they test poorly. By the time they're in 8th grade, a lot of them are still testing poorly. By 10th grade, it's almost hopeless. You ever met a grown man who can't read? Not in China, but in America, you can meet a lot of them. But I digress. So let's get back to it. What I really do want to highlight is the lack of knowledge people have in the market, especially my young Americans 18 to 40. I know you guys are getting excited about cryptocurrency, and you should. But make sure you do your research. Make sure you understand what blockchains are. Make sure you understand the fact that the reason people trust cryptocurrency is because the 256 encrypted key, which is basically it's about 1 billion combinations for you to go through to actually crack this key, which is quite impressive and really hard to do. So the way that it's set up, the encryption gives people protection. It's so much to it. You have to really learn, study it. But with all this excitement, especially for my young people wanting to get into the market, you need to understand that these things are so complex. These instruments are so complex. You have to have a financial advisor. You have to have a broker, because you know why? It's so hard to understand. But don't be fearful that you always have to go through, Charles Schwab or something like that. You can learn the market. You can learn the market. You can spend the time it takes to actually understand what the equity market is. But you have to just choose. You have to choose what your niche is. If you're going to get into cryptocurrency, get into cryptocurrency. If you're going to get in stocks, get into stocks. Don't try to diversify before you actually understand one instrument. Start with one thing. But for those who are always talking about the rich get richer, how do they get rich? Access to the market, access to money. And the government has set it up to where rich people have a greater access. And it's understandable to a certain point, but the average American needs access too. But do we not have access to the stock market? How many people say the stock market is not for them? How many people right now listening has either said it themselves or heard one of their family members say it, or somebody else say it? The stock market is not for me. Well, being rich is not for you either. If you think you're going to ever become rich in this life by just going to work and collecting a salary, you are the biggest fool on this earth. And if you think playing lottery, yeah, very few people win the lottery, but You need to invest. First of all, put money into a savings account, earn interest, earn compound interest by allowing that interest to get back into that account, leave it there. But also investments, invest in property, real estate, invest in stocks and bonds, cryptocurrency, whatever. But if you ever think that you're going to retire one day just on your salary, you're a fool. If you think that you're going to become rich based just on your salary, you're a fool. If you are pointing at rich people saying they're rich and I'm poor and it's all their fault, you're a fool too. America was based on opportunity for everyone to succeed. But most people do not set their life up to be successful. They don't invest in anything. They don't save anything, but they can tell you that it's somebody else's fault that they don't have money. Biggest fools in the world. And it seems that, I'm not going to point out who, in Washington, who's telling you to take hold of your life and be more responsible? Who's telling you that you have the power and the opportunity because you live in America to be successful? If people aren't highlighting the instruments that provide opportunity, then they're wasting your time. You want people who's going to help you grow, not help you feel mad and bad about the position that you're in. If someone's helping you stay mad, they're not helping you grow. Stop being moved by your emotion. Be moved by fact. The fact is, America's the greatest country to ever live, and it's more opportunity than any place in the world. Check us out online. We got more info for you. The Voice of Young America.
You're listening to the Voice of Young America with Justin Austin. Connect with Justin at thevoyatampabay.weebly.com. The Voice of Young America on AM 860. The Answer.
I'm Justin Austin, host of The Voice of Young America. When it comes to complete auto repair and fast service, check out the pros at Autoland Center, 1308 East Bush Boulevard in Tampa, providing professional quality work on all American-made and foreign car models. Great pricing on complete auto repair services, oil changes, and brakes. Autoland Center at 1308 East Bush Boulevard, where experience and good service go a long way. Call 813-764-7891. That's 813-764-7891. Autoland Center.
The Voice of Young America relies on committed Americans like you to stand with us. If you're frustrated with the lack of real information being delivered to the next generation, then support Justin's efforts. Connect on social media, thevoyatampabay.weebly.com. Email thevoyatampabay@gmail.com. The Voice of Young America. To inform with truth and broadcast collectively and respectively the diverse ideals of young America.
Finding skilled and unskilled tradesmen can be a problem, whether it's temporary or long-term. Rose Employment Solutions handles all of your workers' comp needs while responsibly solving your staffing problems. You make the call, they do it all. 813-644-5037. And for the quality tradesmen in search of career growth, full-time hours, and multiple pay options, call Rose Employment Solutions, 813-644-5037. Learn more at rose-emp.com or just stop by their office, 1020 West Bush Boulevard in Tampa.
Welcome back to the Voice of Young America with Justin Austin. Connect with Justin by phone. Call 813-516-6851. 813-516-6851.
Welcome back to the Voice of Young America. I'm your star host, Justin Austin. And now we want to take another shout out to our sponsor, Autoland Center, 1308 East Bush Boulevard, Tampa, Florida, 33612. I've been going to this particular repair shop for the longest. He serves me and my family for the last 12 years. If you want to go somewhere that's trusted, check out Autoland Center. American cars, foreign cars, they do it all. They treat you with respect, and they're fast with affordable prices. All right, let's go into our last segment, which is criminal justice. One of the biggest things in America right now is people feel like there's a disconnect between law enforcement and American citizen. Let me tell you this. I'm going to start off with Lil Wayne. He was on First Take, and they were asking him about the Black Lives Matter movement. I think it's about a year ago or so. And he said, due to his blessings, that he has never faced the oppression, or he has never faced the discriminatory or the racism that people say is so alive in America. Lil Wayne is a very popular rapper in America. For those who don't know, First Take is a very popular sports show on ESPN2. You should definitely check it out. I enjoy the show with no longer Skip Bayless. They got Stephen A. and another gentleman. But anyways, he says that due to his blessings, he was, he's a wealthy guy. He's pretty rich. He's been in the entertainment industry since he was about 11 years old with Cash Money Records. And he said due to his blessings and the things that God has provided for him, that he's never really encountered those things. Now, me, myself, regular guy from St. Petersburg. I grew up here. I was in mostly all white classes growing up. It would be from probably first grade to eighth. Mostly every class that I was in, that was an academic course, not like an elective. I was usually the only black person, or maybe it might be 2 or 3 other individuals that were minorities, besides women. And at first, I think probably when I was younger, I might have felt a little bit strange because my community was mostly black and my classroom was mostly white. But as time went on, it was no strange. No one treated me differently. Kids love people. Kids don't really see race until someone tells them about race. And just growing up, I actually have never encountered a law enforcement that treated me anyway based on my race. And not to say it doesn't happen, but for my own personal experience, I've never been treated poorly by a cop based on my race or based on anything. But I want to make this clear. I have never, ever in my life, I'm 30 years old, disrespected a police officer. I have, every time I see an officer, I greet them, I tell them God bless and be safe. First of all, I do that every single time. If I'm pulled over, I always call him sir or officer, or the woman, ma'am, officer. I treat each and every cop that I meet with utter respect. And they have always treated me with respect. People give you what you get back. And there's people say, well, white people, you can see them on the cops and they'll be rude to cops and cops don't do anything to them. And then, black people are rude and cops do something to them. That's neither here nor there. Regardless if you're white, black, orange, or purple, you respect each and every law enforcement officer. It goes a very long way. Now, if this was 1964, I would say, yeah, you know what? You're probably right. But in 2018, if you meet a person and treat them with respect, I don't care if they're the biggest bigot on earth, more than likely, they will treat you with respect. Because that's what people look for. People with stereotypes will always respond. Not always. That's an absolute. People with stereotypes, when you meet them, if you greet them with love, respect, and harmony, you disarm them. You actually disarm the bigotry. You disarm the discrimination, because they're looking for you to be mean or mad. Like if you say white cops are racist towards black men, and they think that black men are going to do this, or Asian men or Hispanic men are going to do this. And then when that cop walks up to you and you say, excuse me, officer, how are you doing today? Oh, I was speeding. I am sorry, sir. Oh, I get a ticket. I understand. Yes, I will wait here patiently. You want my arms on the top of the... Okay, that's no problem. If you do that, I don't care if he's the biggest bigot in the world. He's not going to pull you out the car and start beating you. So let's be clear about what's going on. Yes, there are some individuals within the police departments that are bad apples, but not more than 2-3%. So I want to say this loud and clear. Stop looking to be treated poorly. Stop expecting to be treated poorly, and start holding yourself accountable. Make sure, whether you're white, black, orange, pink, Asian, Hispanic, whenever you see an officer, whether they're pulling you over or whether they're walking down the street, make sure you think that man or woman. Because if they weren't there, you think it's bad now? What would it look like if you didn't have any police? So I don't care what you think or what you say. Cops are necessary. Most cops love Americans, and that's why they put their life on the line every single day. Look at it from a cop's perspective. When you pull someone over, you don't know who that person is. You don't know if they have a gun. You don't know if they are whatever they're doing. This cop has to be on guard for anything possible to occur. So if you think that it's about you, it's not about you. It's about their safety. What do you have to consider when you walk up to someone's car? You know how many cops have been shot just walking up to a car door for a simple speeding ticket or a simple taillight out? Do you know how many of the biggest criminals in the world have been caught on just being pulled over for a bad light or speeding a little bit too much? They catch some of the biggest criminals that way. But these huge criminals, these guys are quite dangerous. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're encountering. So just try to put yourself in the shoes of an officer. It's a very dangerous world out here. It's not about you. It's about them. It's about them. It's a lot of cops that are scared. They're brave, but they're nervous in a sense that they don't know what they're getting into. And so they always have to be on guard. They always have to be hyper vigilant to make sure they keep themselves and everyone else around them safe. So if you want to kind of get rid of the bad cops, get rid of your bad attitude first. And then let me make this statement too. If you are a good cop and if you see a bad cop and you don't call that man out and you don't point him out, you are now a bad cop yourself. All it takes for evil to persist in this world is for a good man to do nothing. If you are a good person and you are watching bad people do bad things with a badge on their chest, you're no longer a good person. You're no longer a good cop. So any cop that's listening, first of all, I salute you. I respect you. I love you for standing up for this nation. Law enforcement in America, just like our troops, deserve utter respect. Utter, hands down respect. They put their lives on the line every single day. But for those who are disrespecting that badge, turn it in. Turn it in right now. And those supposed good cops who watch bad cops be bad, turn your badge in too. We don't need you either. We need men that are going to stand up and protect and serve, not those who are going to abuse or be too timid to call out those who are abusing the badge. It's both sides. It's American citizens showing that utter respect for the badge, and it's cops also showing utter respect for the badge. Because once you put that badge on, you become an authority. You become a role model. You become a figure to respect. Don't abuse that, because the very few who abuse the badge make it worse for everyone else. And the very few minorities who disrespect cops make it bad for other minorities. That's something we have to understand. They say that, not they say, it's a fact. There's so many African American males in jails today, which is true. But why? Let's call this out. And just minorities in general, let's call this out. The minorities that are in jail mostly don't have father figures. What we need to understand, the only way we make America great again is make fathers great again. Let me repeat that. The only way to make America great again is to make fathers great again. If we want less men in jail, more fathers need to stand up. I don't care if you're white, black, Hispanic, not even just minorities, every single American, because there's white males too. And I don't care if they have their fathers. A lot of them don't. More white people on welfare. Most of those are single mothers too. So let's call everyone out. If we want a better society, if we want less people in our jails, make fathers great again. Make that our goal. Everything stems from the family. The country is only good as the families that inhabit that country. I said earlier, Asian Americans per capita are the wealthiest. Asian Americans mostly have a two-parent home. And not only that, their nuclear family and extended family are almost one. Asian Americans don't really use social services. Asian Americans are very faith-based. These are facts. This is not me telling you whatever and trying to start some race. I'm not even talking about race. I'm talking about culture. I'm talking about values. Once again, American values. America will not be great until our families are great. American prisons won't start to become empty until the family is great. American schools will not become great again until the family is great. Everything stems from the family. So if you're worried about criminal justice, don't even look at the jails. Don't even look at the laws. And I got to throw my faith in here. What Christ say? Once you have faith and you live by faith, you no longer need the law. Paul gives even more detail on that in Romans and Ephesians and Hebrews. Oh my goodness, don't get me started. But so don't look at the American law. Don't even look at it. Throw the book away. Look at the American family. Look at the American values. Look at the structure. If don't even look at education, the system. Look at the family. The reason children are failing is not because schools are poor. It's because fathers aren't great. Why are men in jail? Fathers aren't great. Why is there less economic growth? Fathers aren't great. Let's start talking about the real issues. That's what the Voice of Young America is about. It's about real issues. It's about informing and empowering people. You want to be empowered? Let's make fathers great again. I'm a young man still in this life. My grandpa died at 88. Blessed man. He got hit on his bike while he was crossing the road. 88 years old, still riding the bike, and he couldn't recover from his injuries. And I know he's in heaven with God. And my father got into a car accident when I was 6 months old. He got ran off the road picking my aunt up from college from UCF. I never really knew him. I was 6 months old. I yearn sometimes, sometimes as a grown man, I still yearn to know what it would be like to throw a ball with him, for him to listen to my show, for him to go to church with me. We have the opportunity to become a better nation. But if you think that's going to happen without the family, you're being fooled. Anyone who's selling you on America being great without the family being great is lying to you. Anyone selling you on America actually existing in 100 years from now without the family being great is lying to you. It starts with the family. We need to take care of each other. We need to nourish each other. We don't have a criminal justice problem. We don't have a race problem. We have a value problem. And what we don't value is the man as a father, as a husband, and as a leader. Not to take away from women or women's rights, women liberation, but there's no woman on this earth who wants a weak man. Look at Hillary Clinton. She wants to be the leader of the free world because her husband was the leader of the free. Woo! Okay, let's say that again. She believes that she could be leader of the free world because of the man that she was with. Let's start calling it out. America will be great when fathers become great again. More content. If you want to have this conversation, check out our Twitter, not Facebook. We're not on Facebook. Twitter, Instagram, thevoyatampabay.weebly.com. My cell phone number is 813-516-6851. I'll come and speak anywhere, anytime. Just give me a call. I'm on a quest to make America great by making fathers great again. Join us again next week. This is the Voice of Young America. I'm your host, Justin Austin, and I love you. Be blessed.
You've been listening to The Voice of Young America with Justin Austin. The Voice of Young America relies on committed Americans like you to stand with us. If you're frustrated with the lack of real information being delivered to the next generation, then support Justin's efforts. Connect on social media, thevoyatampabay.weebly.com. Email thevoyatampabay@gmail.com. And be sure to join us next Saturday evening at 6 for the Voice of Young America here on AM 860. The Answer.